This year's NBA playoffs was some of the craziest that I've ever seen in my life. From buzzer-beating dunks to insane upsets to choking, straight up choking. But how did the best players in the NBA perform this playoffs? That's what we got going on today. We got a playoff ranking, bro. You can see right here, I got the tier list maker posted up. So I don't have like all of the best players. I have, maybe one or two from each team. If you went deeper, you probably have more players. But I wanted to go in here and rank every single player that made a major impact in their team making the playoffs. And stepping up to the plate first, we got Alperen Sengun. Now, the Rockets had a good run the whole season, getting the second seed. Then they ended up taking the Warriors to 7. So that was a very, very crazy sequence of events they ended up losing. I didn't go D here. I don't know if I'm gonna go C because they played well in the regular season, but in the playoffs, I think I would have liked to see more from him specifically, especially being an all-star, the only all-star on his team. I don't think I'm gonna go B because there's so many people who went further than him and then above and beyond playing wise. So Anthony Edwards. Where do we put you, my friend? I think that he played well in the first two series. I mean, against the Lakers and the Warriors. And in the conference finals, had a couple good games, but didn't pop off in the end. So I think overall, getting to the West Finals, I'm going to put him in A just because it was the whole, Lakers in 5. Lakers have Luka and LeBron. I was even on that train where I was kind of blinded by the fact that the Lakers roster was kind of dog water. And even though I was really high on the Timberwolves at the beginning of the season, they made that Cat trade, and I was like, I think the Timberwolves are still gonna be really, really good. They went conference finals back-to-back years, one with Cat, one without Cat. And then Cat ended up going. We'll talk about him later. But I think overall, yeah, Ant did a very, very good job. Now, Cade, I think I will slot him in B because he did play well. They did have a very good series, but they lost in the first round of the Knicks, who ended up going to the conference finals. They ended up beating the Celtics in the second round. I just think that we're still really early on the Cade playoff train. So nothing wrong here. Did very, very good. But yeah, I think Cade, solid B. That was good. So Donovan Mitchell is easily the best player on the Cavs. That is saying a lot because the dude averaged like barely over 20 points per game. So it was a lot of spread the wealth in Cleveland this year. They almost got to 70 wins. I thought that they were going to get to 70 wins myself. But in terms of a playoff performance, they played the Heat in the first round and just smacked them around. I didn't even include anyone from the Heat on this list because I'm like, there's no point. Like, it doesn't matter. Then they lost to the Pacers in the second round. There were some injuries that were going on. I think Donovan Mitchell, I'm going to put him ahead of Cade because he did specifically. He's not representing the Cavs. He's representing himself. He did a very good job he had a couple of those like 40-point games in the second round trying to keep the Cavs afloat. They just didn't have it. Mobley, I will put just behind him in B because overall, dude had a great playoffs this year. I mean, from where he was at last year and to the jump that he made this year, I think that he's their second best player. I really like Garland and Allen too. I think that's a straight, 4 squad right there. I do like Mobley, DPOY this year, and he showed it in the playoffs. Very, very great playoff performance from him, but they did lose in the second round. So you'd like to think that with the firepower and the depth that the Cavs had, that they could have gone a little bit further. They didn't. Now we're here. Giannis. What do I do with Giannis, dude? This is a rough one. So the Bucks lost in the first round, and it was really, really tough. I'm going to give Giannis a C because I thought the whole time the regular season, I'm like, better wait to the playoffs because the Bucks are going to sweep through the East. Giannis is not playing games anymore. I mean, he's still playing games, I guess. That's what I can say about that. Dame did go down. Very, very tough. They made some moves at the trade deadline. Middleton's out. Kuzma's in. Bunch of different stuff going on. But his play overall was good, but if we're talking about him being a top 15 player of all time, top 15, 20, he's in that range, can't lose in the first round over and over again, my guy. Like, you just can't. I love that he had the precipice of the NBA World Championship. He hit that. Back-to-back MVP, DPOY, really, really good all-star, all this great stuff. I just think that I don't know. It just wasn't hitting for me this year. Let me know what you guys think about that specifically because I don't know. Giannis, I think we're going to see him at a C. So Jalen Brunson, he's going to get our first S. I mean, conference finals, just the shot he hit over Ausar Thompson was out of this world. I cannot believe he hit that in a game 6 to send him home. Been playing very, very, very good basketball over the course of the playoffs. They got out of the first round. They beat the defending champion Celtics in the second round, so that was insane. And then the Pacers, I don't even know what those guys are on. I'm filming this before the finals even start. Pacers, they might win the whole thing. Who knows? We just don't know. You can't underestimate these guys anymore. But Brunson, nonetheless, has been very, very good. Stepping up, being one of the best clutch players. I mean, he was a clutch player of the year regular season. J-Dub. I'm going to put him, I don't know if A is a good. I'm going to put him in B. It's a high B. It's a high B. Now, he has had very, very good games. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big J-Dub guy, big Thunder guy. J-Dub hasn't had too many games where it's a consistent, I'm the number 2 option. There's been a couple games where, okay, Chet has outplayed you. Okay, Alex Caruso has outplayed you, and he looked like the second best player for some reason. He's freaking 30 years old and bald. Like, you see, so I think J-Dub is very, very good, but in terms of his playoffs this year so far, and he's still playing. He's one of the few guys on this list, I think one of the 3 or 4 guys on this list, one of the 4 guys on this list that's still playing right now. Can that change? Yes. Just for that, actually, I'm going to put him in A, because he is still playing, and I think that there is an opportunity for him to play very, very well in the finals. So I'm going to put him in A. Probably going to be a low A, but an A nonetheless. Boy. I'm going to do, what do I do here? This is tough because I want to do more than just the playoffs, but this is what this is just the playoffs. Because he had a remarkable game to get the Clippers to secure the 5th seed when all hope might have been lost. And it was like the last day of the season, the last game, the last hour. We did not know who was the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th seed. And depending on if the Clippers beat the Warriors or Warriors beat the Clippers, it shifts stuff up. I kind of want to count that because he had 12 points in overtime to secure the Clippers to get the 5th seed, but they did lose in the first round. I want you to know that I can't count that, but that is a huge reason for why they're in the playoffs. And man, I'm not gonna count it. So I'm going to give him a C, and I'm going to put him under Sengun because he did poop the bed in Game 7. The whole Clippers team did it. I'm a Clippers fan, so that was very sad. But yeah, I think he played pretty decent-ish. Kind of bad sometimes, the playoffs. You can't really go how much higher than C for losing the first round. That's why we see these guys here, except for Cade. Cade, I mean, it's Cade, bro. What are we going to do about it? So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, I'm going to put Jaren in the F. I don't even think Ja's on the list. Let's just put Jaren Jackson and Ja, because Ja's not here for some reason. Put those guys together and throw them an F. Y'all got swept. Y'all got, oh man, we playoffs. Woo, woo, woo. We got out of the play-in. And then you just, little broom action out the way. So now we got the Jays. I'm going to put Jaylen Brown in B, and I think I'm going to do the same for Tatum. I think I'm going to put Tatum a little bit higher. I'm going to do that because I think Tatum had a pretty good playoff run. Same with Brown. It was kind of, I mean, that's where they're next to the Cavs. It was kind of the same thing right here, right? You had high expectations to go to the finals. I thought these guys were going to be conference finals. I thought it was going to be Cavs, Celtics. It was not. It was Knicks, Pacers. It was the other bracket. So I think that's where you can go just beat. I mean, they had a couple good games against the Magic. Magic had a very hard-fought series. We'll talk about that in a little bit. My thought process is you're the defending champs. So with that context, how did you play this year? And with those goggles on, doesn't look great. So I think I'm just going to put them in B. Give me buckets. I'm going to put them at the highest B because they did get out of the first round. I mean, they were a 7th seed and they won in the Game 7 on the road. Jimmy Buckets was a huge part. He got hurt, came back, played well. He had to play when Steph was hurt basically the entire second round. This dude, Julius Randle, he's the highest A right now. This dude has had an absolute legacy run. And I mean, they're tied right now. I put him ahead of Ant just because it's funny. But yeah, they beat the Lakers in the first round, beat the Warriors in the second round. And lost in 5 to the Thunder in the third round, but that's fine, whatever. There were just a bunch of games where he was just a freaking flamethrower, just shot creation, taken to the rack, free throws. I didn't expect that from him this playoffs, so he exceeded my expectations from what I thought he was going to do. I'm gonna put Cat at A. Very, very good series against the Pistons and. I mean, against the Celtics, I mean, they balled out. He is easily shown I am the second best option, sometimes the number 1 option on offense, just because he can get it going from 3, dude. He didn't really have it in the first series, a little bit, and then later on, he just was flinging it, playing good D, being aggressive. Okay, despite losing the first round, I'm going to put Kawhi up here because they did take the Nuggets to 7. Now, I'm not going to put them ahead of any of the guys who made it past the first round. They took the Nuggets to 7. They were underseeded, right? So they didn't have home court advantage. But yeah, he had I think 2 games out of the 7 that were just like, oh my gosh. I think he shot 12 for 19 one game, had like 35. The other game, I can't remember what it was. They blew him out, but it was a hard fought battle, and Kawhi looked good the entire time. Now, Game 7, everyone kind of pooped the bed. There's a world where he steps it up and plays well to the level that everyone thinks he should in that Game 7 and wins on the road, kind of like the Warriors do. But they they didn't. So it's a rough one. I'm gonna put him in B. Now Braun, I'm gonna also put him in B. I'll put him ahead of Cade because he had a couple very, very good games. He had a 40 bomb, and they ended up losing that game. For losing the first round, it was okay. And I'm gonna follow that up with Luka. Luka, I think I'll put him in C. Probably in the James Harden. Just couldn't get it going most of the time, you know? So I'm not worried about it for this year for them. Next year we'll kind of see LeBron will be 41, which will be insane, and Luka will be there kind of the full year. And hopefully they get some help in the offseason. So maybe that'll be a thing. Okay, second S tier, Jokic. I'm gonna put him ahead of Brunson because Brunson played well, but Jokic took probably the champions to 7 games. Back-to-back 7-game series. The Thunder haven't had a hard time. I don't think that this next series in the finals is going to go to 7. But yeah, considering that you're probably going to take you took the probable champions to 7 games, and they had home court advantage, and you won in the first game. I mean, he was amazing. He didn't win MVP this year, but he showed, hey, you win an MVP. I'm still the best player in the freaking world, dude. So 100% top of S tier. Paolo played pretty good. I think I'm going to put him in C because they did lose in the first round. And he played okay. I'm really excited to see, in the coming years what that Magic squad looks like. But yeah, dude, they were legit. They put it to the Celtics. All those games were close. Siakam, next S tier. I mean, I got to put him ahead of Brunson. They beat the Knicks. And he won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So I didn't see that coming. I think he played well. But his shot creation, he stepped up. There was a lot of slander for him. Like, man, you should be the number 1, and you've been not even a good number 2. Immediately after that, he was a very good number 2, and then kind of was a very good number 1 for a couple, various possessions there. It could have gone to him or Halliburton. If it came to Halliburton, I would have been like, of course. And if it went to him, I'm like it did. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see that 100% too. So S tier. The best player in this entire playoffs is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't want to say drag his team. Team is very, very loaded. He did not drag his team. Team is crazy. Team might have carried him at some points. I think he's going to be the finals MVP. I think they're going to win the finals. He's been playing out of his mind. 30 points per game. Every single game, basically. I'm going to say too much. Steph, I'm going to put him here just because he was injured. He played very, very some crazy shots against Houston. I mean, it was insane. All in all, I think that's a good placement for him. And the last guy we got, I mean, what could we say? I know I said Shai was the best player of the playoffs, but holy crap, Tyrese Halliburton has been playing out of his mind. I mean, you can't debate that. If you've watched the games, if you've been around NBA Twitter or around NBA social media or just watched, you've seen this dude pop off. I'm going to give him the number 1 spot today in the S tier. They were not supposed to win any of those series. There's a world where they lose against the Bucks, like I said, where Giannis goes nuts and they beat him. And then there's a world where they lose to the Cavs, but the Cavs had injuries and they took advantage. Then everyone was saying, oh, it's a fluke. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I think they lost to 5 last year. So they're not going to do it this year. This Knicks team is boom. I was saying that. I was like, it's going to be hard for this Pacers team to beat the Knicks. When the Knicks have home court advantage, you got MSG. That did not matter. First game, I got to put Tyrese in the number 1 spot. I mean, and then these guys didn't even make the playoffs. I don't even know why they're here, but maybe we'll see them next year. I don't know. This guy probably won't even be here anymore. So, yeah, dude, that's all I got. We got a lot of fun content coming. So, check out the members only. $2 a month. Help me out a ton. Check out the videos popping up on screen right now. Sub to the channel if you like it. We out.